Amazing! You have built an excellent report and you've published it. And now all you need to do is share. That's where things get surprisingly unclear. You click around Power BI, looking at some options, second guessing what each one actually does, hoping that you're not about to accidentally grant access to the wrong people. And really, until you know what sharing method fits your situation, you're really risking extra admin, confused teammates, or exposing data you didn't mean to. My name's Anne from Adair-Major Consulting, and today with you, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to share in Power BI. I'm going to tell you which ones I suggest you use, which ones I don't suggest, and which button nearly always does not belong in your workflow. Let's start with the default. Most people save their work to My Workspace, but really, My Workspace is not designed for long-term sharing. Important content ends up tied to your individual account. Access is manual and fragile. So, for example, if you win the lottery and move to the Bahamas, or you change roles, then the handover gets incredibly messy. It's just not a solution that scales. So treat My Workspace as your personal sandbox. It's perfect for drafts, but don't use it to share with others. But the chances are that you do want to share your report with other people. So now the obvious thought is, well, I'll just put it in a standard workspace and click share. Creating a workspace in Power BI is easy, and this is actually where Power BI content absolutely should live, especially when there's multiple people creating the same Power BI content. But once it's in there, you should think twice before you just hit share. The share button is really clear and it's right beside the report name. When you click it, it is going to create a direct access link. But actually, I very rarely use this because of the level of detail required in successfully managing it. When you click share, you'll see a standard dialog box, and you'll probably recognize this from Excel or OneDrive. But there are other options there too. Can others share this report? Can they build content on top of your model? Both of these have some really serious consequences. And if you're not careful, you're going to lose track of who has access to what. You end up with 20 different people with different levels of permission. And even for some of them, you're not the person who granted access. Changing it later isn't impossible, but it can be cumbersome. So if the workspace is the right place for sharing content for collaboration, then what's a better way of doing that instead of the individual share button? So for workspaces, I suggest that you use the manage access option. But this also does come with some serious considerations. For example, when you give access to a workspace, anyone added can technically have editing rights. This is managed through different workspace roles. I've linked the Microsoft documentation below that details exactly what admin, members, and contributors can do. It's important to pay attention to what level of access you're giving. Also, managing lots of individuals can become admin heavy very quickly. So if you have a team, don't necessarily add them one by one. Create a security group and add that group. It makes management 10 times easier. If you're not familiar with these groups, you can check with an IT or an admin about how to do this in your organization. So Workspace Access is perfect for co-building with a team, but not for sharing with the whole company. Before we get to the most scalable way to share, we need to talk about the button that I generally suggest nobody clicks. Inside the File menu, there's an option called Publish to Web. This allows you to create an embed code to put your report on a public website. It's great functionality in theory, but please understand, public means public. It means that anyone on the internet with that link can see your data. It could even be picked up by individuals without the link. There's no login required. They can't edit it, but they can see everything. This is usually turned off by IT admins to prevent data leaks, but if it's on, please truly only use it for public data. Never for internal company reports. So if we don't want to share a report with potentially the entire world, and if workspaces are for creators, what do you use to share with the rest of the company, the consumers of your report? Well, that's where apps come in. Publishing an app gives your users a clean, governed experience without exposing any of that messy draft work. The workspace itself acts as a staging area. You can make changes to your reports in that workspace, and your users don't see those changes until you hit Update App. In the app itself, you can customize its navigation, add your color scheme, and even manage audiences. Audiences are the best part. You can have one single app but show different report pages to different groups. So you might have a group for finance or sales, all within one manageable package. And again, you can reuse those security groups that we talked about earlier to manage access. And those access groups can be used not only in Power BI, but also in Excel or Teams, and it really helps you keep everything aligned. Apps are the gold standard for sharing. An app bundles your report into a clean, easy to navigate container. It separates your work from progress with your finished product. It's absolutely the best and most scalable way to share your content. Now that you've understood more about how to share from Power BI, I suggest that you check out how to share your data in PowerPoint. You can watch my quick video about how to master embedding live data directly from Power BI into PowerPoint. It shows your data in your slides and let you drill down, filter, and even add dynamic little notes. I'll see you there.